Hello and welcome to Little Blue Star. I'm Jane Allen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today's card is using the Hydrangea bundle that we've got, and this one is just using the dies, but you can get the bundle, and it's this is the stamp set. It's called Hydrangea Haven, and you get matching dies as well, which obviously coordinate with the stamps, or you can just use the dies on their own, which I've done for this card. Really lovely sweet. This one here is amazing because you get 9 little flowers, but you only have to run it through the once, so that's pretty cool. And obviously you get leaves, little tag, sentiment, the main flower head, you get the outline. It's a really nice set. So today's card is using that and just the dies, but obviously you can get the matching stamp set as well. I've actually left this card blank because I liked the effect, but you can obviously use a sentiment on there if you want, but I quite like just having that hydrangea as the showcase. So first of all, a base card of Highland Heather, and then I've got two different ones here. So this one's got a narrow border of the purple, and this has got a sort of a wider border of the purple, so it's either or, whichever one you prefer. And then I've just layered like white on white because I like that effect as well. This little layer is from the rectangle stitched dies, and then I've actually run it through our embossing folder, the 3D brick embossing folder, and just gives a little bit of texture and a little bit of something extra just behind that hydrangea, so I quite like that. Measurements will be underneath in the description if you want to know the layers. So that's what I've done so far, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that on, and as I say, you can choose the wider piece of white if you just want a narrow purple border, or you can choose the bigger border, which is what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to layer my brick stitched rectangle. So I do recommend you cut the stitched rectangle out first, and then you use your embossing folder, because what happens if you use the embossing folder first and then cut out, it tends to flatten it back down, and that's what we don't want. We want to use that depth of all the bricks coming out. So that's pretty easy. So once you've done that, you can just layer up. So this, as I say, is one of the outline dies in the set, and I've just used the outline there. Obviously it coordinates with the stamp, so if you stamped your hydrangea you could then cut it out, but this is just using the dies. So I've done a background sort of effect with the outline, the whole outline of the hydrangea, and this is in soft sea foam. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on just at an angle. And that sort of gives you a outline to fill in with all your other pieces, all your other die cut pieces. So just going to glue that on there, and I've chosen a lighter colour so that the leaves show up. Now this head, this main flower head of the hydrangea, comes flat when you cut it out, but obviously you can then create like a 3D. So what I tend to do is turn it over and then poke through. Now if you haven't got a pokey tool or a take your pick tool, they are fab by the way, you could just use the end of your scissors, and then I'm just going round and I'm just poking through all these little tiny little petals, and it just gives a lovely 3D effect. If you didn't want to do all this, you could cut this shape out and then just layer up these little, you know, like I said before, the little die that cuts all these out, and it's got a tiny little I don't know what you call it, imprint. So it's not just a flat, it's got that detail on there as well. But why not use this as a 3D option when it's so cute to do? So as I said, when you do this one, you'll have to then glue it on, and you just need little tiny little dots of glue. That's how I do it. So there, I've gone through and I've poked through most of them, if not all of them, and then when you turn it over you get that gorgeous 3D effect. And then I'm going to match it up with this. So I'm just going to show you how I match it up. When I look at it, I can see, I don't know if you can, it's sort of wiggly all the way around, wiggle wiggle wiggle, and then at one point there's like a deeper or a more cut out knobble. Don't really know what to say. So if I turn that around, that's what I say, there's like a deeper knobble bit, and obviously that then will coordinate with the little deeper knobble on that bit there, and then you'll get a lovely matched image to pop it down. Obviously if you can't see that, you just turn it until you get the right one, but that's how I do it. So a lot of wiggle wiggle wiggles, and then I recognise it as like a deeper knobble, and that's the one I match up, if that makes sense. So tiny bit, oh that's too much, tiny little bits of glue. Obviously you don't want to put it on the petals because you've just bothered to poke them out, so you want them to stay you know, facing up. You don't want them flat, so you don't want to glue those down. So just go around the edge with little pieces of glue, a few in the middle, and then you're ready to stick that down. Good thing with Tombow is it's a very strong glue and you don't need much at all. So there we go. So I've matched up, don't know how to call it, but that little knobble, which is like a deeper bit that's cut out, and then these will all just poke up. Hopefully you can see that, and you just get that gorgeous 3D effect. It's so stunning. Okay, so that's glued down now. Now this leaf I've actually cut out with adhesive sheet just to make it easier, but if you haven't got adhesive sheet with just little tiny dots on there, excuse me, but just to make it easier I've cut it out with adhesive sheet. So what you do, you get your green colour, this is Pear Pizzazz, like a rectangle or whatever bit. You put one side the adhesive sheet, obviously die cut that out, so you die cut that out. On the other side is the adhesive sheet, and then when you're ready you can just peel that off, and the adhesive will just peel off, she says, and it will just, oh, got glue on my fingers, these bits will just peel off. There's another bit there. Okay, and then it's ready to stick onto your card. So it's just marrying up the leaves, so just marry up the leaves. When you're happy, push those down, and then marry up the little stem as well. Push it down in place. Very easy, very quick. Then, as I said, I've just cut out these little tiny flowers, so I'm just going to randomly pop those along the outside. And as I say, I like the tone on tone effect of these whites, so it doesn't take away from that big image like your main image as such. So it's just a tiny little bit, and if you wanted to, then you could then add some rhinestones, if I can grab those without them flying everywhere. You can pop a little rhinestone in the middle if you wish, just for a bit of bling. Cute. And then also I used these pastel pearls. So I've used a lot of the light purple, but you get four colours in there. that is like the whitey colour or bluey colour. There's a pale lilac colour, a deep purple and pink. And then if you wish, you can pop a couple of these around the outside. There we go. Hope you like that. Really stunning, like a 3D effect hydrangea there. Gorgeous card. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me today. Please give me a thumbs up if you like these cards. Please subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.